Welcome back to Cocktails and Convos with the Untouchables House of Diosa. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. I really appreciate you taking the time out to talk with me. Earlier, we talked about the discrimination that you face as a transgender, as a drag queen, as being gay. But what I wanted to ask is there discrimination that you experience within the LGBT community?
Yes,
I mean,
definitely.
So many.
Really?
Yeah.
You would think, no.
No, sadly there is. I mean, like, being in a community that's just full of personalities on itself. I mean, like, what's crazy is there's a lot of gays that don't like trans, and then right? I know, and then there are trans that don't like gays, but then that just comes down to them just not liking people in general.
It kind of, and we have like not this argument, but this discussion within the LGBT community within itself. How are we supposed to expect people outside of our community to accept us when we can't even accept ourselves? Yeah. So it's like this ongoing battle. I mean, it's not a big thing, but it does exist.
Yeah, but you know, even though there's discrimination within the community and stuff like that, it's that old saying, you can be the sweetest, most ripest peach in the world, and there'll still be that one person that won't like peaches. So it's kind of that attitude, like, you know, pay it no mind, just the booty, girl. Just the booty.
It's weird. I've never looked at it as discrimination within the community. I think it's just human nature for us to look at another person and say, you're this way and you're that way, and I'm this way and this is my way. And I think that it's just human nature for us to be that kind of person. I've never looked at it like, oh, another gay person is judging me. You're not supposed to judge me. You're in the community. And I don't look at a straight person and say, oh, why are you judging me? This is my belief. I think that you should listen to my beliefs. You know, I just want to live my life and be who I am.
So you agree it's not discrimination?
Well, it's like a fine line.
Yeah. Honestly, back in the day, like when I first started going out, and I'm not sure if women can attest to this, back in like 2007 or whatnot, the gay community really, there was a separation between the gay community and the trans girls. When we walk in the club, it used to be like, oh, there's the girls. But now when we walk in the clubs, it's like, oh, there's the girls.
Yeah,
like, you know,
they flock to us before. Yeah, because we transitioned around the same time. We started living in the nightlife at around the same time. So back then, there was a separation between the two communities. The gay boys, the trans, the drags.
And the lesbians.
And the lesbians. Nobody really, I mean, everybody would all go to one place.
It's like, if you're a lesbian, you belong with a lesbian.
Within the bar.
It's crazy. It's weird.
Yeah, within the community. So it did exist, and it still kind of does exist in a sense, but it's
evolved.
Yeah, the community has.
We evolved to WhatsApp groups, girl. Yeah. That's what happens. WhatsApp group. We evolved to WhatsApp groups. The gays belong with the gay WhatsApp group. The trans girls with the trans. It's everywhere.
Now, if you go to like the nightlife, especially if you come to the show, you'll still see like cliques hanging with cliques, but that's just cliques being cliques. There's no like segregation like on an intentional level. Everybody still mingles with everybody. Everyone's on the dance floor at the same time. You know, like I said, we've evolved past that already. There are still some people who probably feel some type of way, but that's an issue that we try not to burden ourselves with, because we're really just trying to live our truth like everyone else.
So then what is the biggest misconception about, I guess, your lifestyle, about being transgender, about
I would say a big misconception about, especially focusing on the topic of trans or drag, one of the biggest misconceptions that not every gay guy wants to dress up in drag.
Thank you.
Because, a lot of people associate like,
oh, you're gonna put on
They
a dress.
associate femininity with wanting to be a drag
woman.
queen.
Or we have this joke, and it's not just on Guam, but just in general. We talk about the monthly newsletter, where if someone in if someone in my family, because I'm trans or or someone's gay, they'll be like, oh, I know so and so. Do you know them because they're gay?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, sorry, I didn't receive the newsletter who came out this week.
Like, oh, the association just because they're part of the Rainbow Children family.
Yeah, so that's another thing that we deal with in
another thing that I think we deal with as trans girls is a lot of people ask, like, oh, so are you gonna go all the way? Are you gonna get your complete surgery, like cut it off? That's what people ask all the time. And for me personally, I feel like I've come to that point where I accept myself completely, and whether or not I go through with surgeries, first of all, it's expensive. Second of all, it's really nobody's business unless they're coming to bed with me for, like, fun reasons, but you know.
Oh. Wow.
Did you say fundraising?
Fundraising.
Fun reasons.
Fundraising.
Oh, okay. I heard fundraising,
We're
girl.
having a fundraiser. We'll
Yes.
talk about that later. We'll talk about that later.
What were we talking about?
That's probably one of the most common misconceptions when it comes to trans girls, that we want to get our surgery, we want to get our body, we want to go on hormones, we want to do this, we want to do that. And I think as trans girls, we've evolved past that, and we've learned to accept everybody as they are, at least from our perspective. Because not every trans girl wants to cut it off. Not every trans girl wants to do, you know, full surgery. Like, maybe go the extent of doing the breast and getting laser and things like that, just minor cosmetic things, but not everybody wants to follow the same path. That's what people don't understand, and sometimes they question it because it's like, well, if you're a woman, how can you call yourself a woman if you still have, you know, and like it's just a misconception that people don't understand.
What is it that you know?
That my panties are 3X.
Okay, we're gonna have to take a break. We're gonna be back after this. Stay tuned.